afternoon, everyone. Today we will be covering Chapter-02, which is the organizational context. So now let's get into the slide. Learning outcomes of the chapter. So in this chapter we will learn a couple of things. First one is how HR activities are determined and influenced by different organizational factors. Number two is international human resource management approaches. Number three, understanding international business strategy. Number four, the four generic worldwide strategies. Number five, the path to global status. Number six, the concept of centralization and decentralization. Number seven, characteristics of centralization and decentralization. Number eight, mode of operation. Number nine, metrics. Number 10, activity worldwide social community practice of metrics organization. So let's start with the first topic, which is how HR activities are determined and influenced by different organizational factors. So basically, HR activities are determined and influenced by basic organizational factors. There are 3 points. First one is stage of internationalization. It is how it goes, how goes to the phase of internationalization. Number two is mode of operation used in various foreign markets. How different way of operation system are followed in different foreign markets. Number two. Number three, method of control and coordination. And number four, strategic importance of the overseas operation of total corporate profitability. So, to a certain context, how the internationalizing firm copes with the HR demands of its various foreign operations, determine its ability to execute its international strategies. So, therefore, now we will be learning about different international human resource management approaches. There are four approaches which are involved in human resource management approach. Number one is ecocentric, number two is polycentric, number three is geocentric, number four is geocentric. So starting ecocentric, we'll start with ecocentric part. Ecocentric approach is a business strategy that involves hiring people from parent country, then parent country to fill its position in other countries or subsidiaries, which means in ecocentric approach, business approach, hiring is done from the parent country to fill the position, and then people are sent to other countries or subsidiaries for working. So the next part is polycentric. This approach assigns home country workers to top positions in the organization context and other local workers to other different positions. That means this approach assigns home country workers to the top positions. So home country worker means the workers from the country originated. So the home country workers are given the top most position in the organization, and local workers are given the other positions which are not top but part of the organization. Number three, regiocentric. The regiocentric approach is a business strategy that involves hiring and managing employees within a specific region. It's not anyone involved within the country, it's regiocentric, which means it's part of geographic area, which means Asia continent, which means the regiocentric process. Suppose, as an example, we can say if we are doing recruitment from Brown Foods in suppose Malaysia. So, as per regiocentric policy approach, we are hiring and managing, we are giving circular from the employee. We are trying to select the employee from the specific Asia geographic region, which means anyone from the Asia region can apply for the job. Number four is geocentric. This approach involves recruiting employees based on their skill and abilities. There is no specific requirement regarding country, and also no specific country is being catered in the facility regarding the employment. Anyone from any country during the recruitment, but he or she needs to have the skill and experience in order to get selected at the organization. So now next point is understanding international business strategy. So then we have to understand international business strategy, how it is done, how a company goes from local market to the international market, which means how a company goes from domestic market to international market. So there are a few things involved when company goes international. So when business decide to outstretch their reach across border, which means when a company decides to go beyond the local part, which means when it goes to the international part, there are many aspects to consider, several routes to choose from. For example, first part is from where will production resources supplies will be managed, which means how the production resources supply will be managed. Will it be managed domestically, will it be managed regionally, or will it be managed globally? We need to think about that, how the resources and supplies will be managed when the company is going to do international business. How will business operations be structured at the world? When the business is going beyond the border, the strategy, how the operation will be done, it needs to be sorted out. Otherwise, it will be not an operation. Number 3, will product offering require customization or even centralized? Which means, if I talk about brand, in Bangladesh, suppose brand has different type of items. So consider about a whiskey brand. So it has a type of customization or packaging. So when brand is going to Malaysia, we need to think how we offer the product. Will we be going for customization, or will we be in the standardized process of the packaging? Now, 4 generic worldwide strategies. There are 4 generic worldwide strategies. Strategies. Before going to the name of the strategies, we will be going to an example which is shared in the book. So, talking about the book, I would like to let you know which book we will follow. So, basically, we will follow new edition Human Resource Management HRM book. It's the 4th edition book. So, this book will be followed in our class. So, we'll talk about the 4 generic worldwide strategies. We'll talk about a simple example. Burden and Kushal is representing how it exists from Europe, United States, and Japan, which are 3 major trading flows in the national business side. Traditionally, India and culture represented different generic powers. So, which means Europe, United States, and Japan, due to its administrative and cultural differences, they selected different generic adopted. So, due to different administrative and cultural structure of business, United States, Europe, and Japan, they adopted different worldwide strategies. So, American MNCs, multinational companies, adopted international strategy. Typical European MNCs followed multinational strategies. Talking about Japanese MNCs, they adopted a global strategy. So, what is the strategy we talk about now? So, international strategy. So, international strategy is firms pursuing an international strategy are neither concerned about the cost nor adapting to the local cultural conditions. So, international business strategy, the farm doesn't think about the cost, or they doesn't think about the cultural perspective or competition at their time. They only think about their product which they would like to sell internationally with global change, which means they will only think about selling their product internationally. They will not be thinking about local preference. They will not think about the cost, how is the cost strategy, the cost will be maintained depending on the country's people's income. So their only focus will be their own product and how they will sell in international market. So we can say that it's an approach that seeks a middle ground between low local responsiveness and low global integration. Example, Harley-Davidson motorcycles. So when Harley-Davidson sells motorcycles abroad, they do not need to lower their price or adopt the right to local motorcycle standards. People in other countries buy a Harley particularly because it is different from the local motorcycles. Buyers fundamentally look at the sound and power of Harley and wait for the differentiation. So for buyer who will buy Harley-Davidson, they will only buy from American look and also sound and power of Harley, sound and also the power from the Harley. So they will not consider other things. Prices, no, nothing. Prices doesn't make anything their life. So for them, it's the American look, the sound and power of Harley, which is better than other bikes. So they will prefer this one. Now, multi-domestic strategy. Multi-domestic strategy in farm using multi-domestic strategy does not focus on cost or efficiency, but they rather focus on emphasize on responsiveness to local requirement with each of the markets, which means they consider on the local responsiveness, they are how they want the product, what is the preference in the local market. So their main concentration is basically over here is responsiveness of the employee, responsiveness of the people in the country, what we will like, what we will desire. They don't talk about, think about cost or efficiency over here. So example, food company Haque, which is a sauce company, adopts its product to match local preferences. Because some Indians will not eat garlic and onion as they avoid, so Haque took a decision to bring a type of sauce which doesn't have garlic or onion related things. So what they did here, they thought about the preferences or responsiveness of the Indian market people, which they will like. So based on that, they made a signature ketchup that doesn't include the two things that Indians don't like, which is garlic. So here in the multi-domestic strategy, the farm mainly gives importance to the preference of the people, the responsiveness of people in each market. Next, global strategy. Farm using global strategy sacrifices responsiveness to local development in each of its market in favor of emphasizing lower cost and efficiency. This strategy is completely the opposite of the previous strategy, which was the multi-domestic strategy. Here, the farm only gives importance to the price and efficiency of the product, which means they try to make the price as much as low possible. Also, they want to make it available for the people. So, some minor modifications to products and services will be gained based on, but global stresses the need to gain low cost and economic scale by offering essentially the same product or service in the market. So, as an example, we can see Microsoft, for example, offers the same software programs around the world, but adjust the program to match local languages. Transnational strategy. A firm using transnational strategy seeks a middle ground between multi-national strategy and global strategy. So, a firm who uses transnational strategy seeks a middle ground between multi-domestic strategy and global strategy. Such firm tries to balance the desire of lower cost and efficiency, along with they try to adjust to the local preference of people in that market. So, for example, large fast food chains such as McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is KFC, rely on the same brand names and the same food menu items around the world. These firms make some concession to local tastes food. Now, the path to the global stage. How an organization goes from local to global stage. So there are 5. So basically there are 6 stages here. One is exporting, one is sales subsidiary, foreign production, network of subsidiaries, subcontracting, licensing. So let's start with the first point, which is exporting. Exporting is typically the initial stage for firms entering into international foreign production, which means a local firm which was doing business locally, they take the decision to go beyond the local format, which is they decide to go international production, and it is possible to export. Then sales subsidiary. As the firm develops expertise in foreign markets, agents and distribution are often replaced by the sales subsidiary, or mainly in this phase, sales subsidiary direct sales with the establishment of sales subsidiaries or branch is in the foreign market countries. Okay. So basically, in this stage, when the firm develops in foreign market, agents and distributors are often replaced by direct sales with the establishment of sales subsidiaries or branch office in foreign market countries. Foreign production. The firm may establish its own foreign production facilities or can go into a joint venture with an organization or can buy another organization. Local firm. That's foreign production. Network of subsidiary. Many firms at this stage of internationalization are concerned about maintaining control of the newly established subsidiary and will place PSNs in all key positions of the subsidiary. Which means what do you understand by the word PCN? Here PCN are the people who are from the mother company and they go for assignments of different kind. Now, subcontracting. This is the practice where the main contractor hires additional contractor to complete the job, which means here the main contractor hires another contractor to get the job done and get the process done. The main contractor is still in charge and must oversee hires to ensure project is executed and completed as specified in the contract. Licensing. Licensing is the mode of operation in international business where the licensor grants another company, which is the licensee, the right to use its intellectual property such as patents, trademark, technology, or brand names under special permission or agreed upon terms. This means here the licensee typically needs to pay the licensor, and this payment is considered as a royalty fee which the licensee needs to pay licensor. Number 6, the concept of centralization and decentralization. Centralization and decentralization are two complex organizational structures that determine how the decision making will be done in an organization and how the responsibility will be distributed with different people in the company. So, centralization. Definition. In centralized organization, decision-making authority is concept at top level of management, which means the decision-making comes from the top level management. Key decisions are made by mainly small group of managers, senior leaders, and mostly senior leaders or group leaders take decision at this way, and lower level employees doesn't have the actual autonomy or power to take the decision. Decentralization. In a decentralized organization, the decision-making authority is distributed among various levels of ground, and the decision-making authority is given to different departments and also different levels of management, which means in decentralized organization, decision-making authority is distributed among various levels of management and departments. Local managers or team have the autonomy to make decisions relevant to their specific areas. They can make comments or make decisions based on their specific needs or areas where they think it will be suitable. So, characteristics of centralization and decentralization. So, there are few we will now discuss about the characteristics of centralization and decentralization. So, in centralization, there are few things. In decentralization, there are few characteristics. So, in centralization, top-down decision making. Decisions flow from top to down. So, decision comes from the top to the down. So, only the top authority has the power to take the decision. And also, there is only little input from lower levels. Lower level employees can have little input, and the main responsibility is for the top level management. Uniform policies. Policies and procedures are very much up to the mark and consistent across the organization. There is no change in policies, and also it's consistent in the organization. Control and coordination. Easier to maintain control and ensure coordinated and different. As the authority or decision making is to the top level, so it's very much easy to maintain control and take decisions regarding this. So now let's talk about decentralization. Bottom-up decision making. Employees at various levels are empowered to make decisions. Employees at different levels who have the right to give decision. Tailored policies, more flexibility to adapt policies and practices to local team. As in decentralization, decision making is given authority, or they have in decentralization, as different level of employees have the freedom to talk or take decisions based on their competence. So there is more flexibility. So in regarding policies and practice, they can create differences based on their expertise, and they can say. So, local responsiveness encourages quicker reactions to market changes and customer feedback. So, mode of operation. The term mode of operation refers to the various methods and strategies that a company uses to conduct its business activities, particularly in the national market. So, it means the method and strategy that a company uses to conduct its business activities, particularly in international market. How they will do their activities in international market. So here's what we call the primary operation. Exporting. What is exporting? In direct exporting, exporting is when a company is going from national to international level. But they are doing the business in the international perspective. That's basically counted at export. So basically exporting is basically initial stage for the firms when they decide to go global. So there are two types of exporting. One is direct exporting, and another one is indirect exporting. In direct exporting, The firm is selling the products directly to foreign customers or distributors. They are selling directly to the foreign customer and distributors only. Indirect exporting using intermediaries or buyers or agents to sell product in foreign markets. It's indirect exporting. Licensing. So we talked about licensing previously as well. So now we're talking about again granting a foreign company the right to use an intellectual property such as patent, trademarks, technology or brand name in exchange for a royalty fee. This allows for low risk entry into foreign markets. So it's kind of less risk for a new company who decides to come in the global stage. So next is franchising. Similar to licensing, franchising involves a business model where the franchisor allows a franchisee to operate a business under its brand name, which means the franchisor is allowing the franchisee business to do business with his brand name, with his products, where the franchisor is even helping the franchisee do the business. So, if basically the franchisor is not doing this for free, the franchisor will be charging a fee as well from the franchisee, and the franchisee will need to pay fees in order to do business with the franchisor. So here the business is the franchisee will have the permission to do business with the help of franchisor with franchisee's product, and they will be able to sell the product as well. Joint venture, forming a partnership with a local company created a new entity, which means two companies when they get together, partnership to do business. Here they have to take the risk of everything, like how they will expand the business, the total processes, the finance, the risk, the profit, the loss, everything will be divided jointly as it is a joint venture. Next, wholly owned subsidiaries. Establishing a fully owned operation in a foreign market or seeking for green investment or acquiring an existing company. That means either the company can start the business from scratches from the factory area purchased from the factory making, or they can even acquire an existing company in the wholly owned business subsidiaries. Strategic alliances. So, in strategic alliance, collaborating with other companies to pursue shared objective while remaining independent. So here, companies are getting collaborated and they are having a shared objective, but they are independent in their own way. This can include sharing resources, technology, or expertise for their mutual benefit of both of them. Turnkey project, designing and constructing facilities for a foreign client and then handing over them the full business. Mainly, industries like construction and engineering does this kind of activities. Merger is a strategic decision where two or more companies combine to form a single entity. That means two or more firms, more than two firms, get together and form an entity. This process often aims to enhance competitive advantage, expand market reach, and achieve synergies that improve overall efficiency and profitability of the company. Now, this is our last point, which is the matrix structure. In the matrix structure, the multinational is attempting to integrate its operation across more than one dimension. That means, in this way, the organization multinational attempting to integrate its business under different countries, which means different dimensions. This is the only organizational firm which fits strategy of simultaneous pursuit of multiple business dimensions with each given same preference. So, according to Barley, comment in practice of matrix organization, they isolate 4 contributing factors. So, what happened in the matrix structure? There are few problems in the matrix structure, as it is a combination of a few things. So, the dual reporting which leads to conflict and confusion. When employees need to do report to different level of manager, so there they have problems, and this dual reporting leads to conflict and confusion and meeting members. The proliferation of communication channels which create informal objects. So, as the communication is with different group of people, so there is communication problem. Also, it creates informal objects. So that means there is confusion regarding the communication which happens. Overlapping responsibilities which produce dark brackets and loss of accountability. That means what happens is when the responsibility is shared different people, it produces a dark bracket among different members, and accountability is lost. That means no one is agreeing to take the responsibility. Last, barrier of distance, language, time, and culture, which make it quite impossible for managers to resolve conflict and clarify confusion. It gets very tough for the manager to sort out the conflict and clarify confusion and also give solution as it is virtual. So with this, we finish our next slides. Thank you. So in our next class, we will be doing the last half of this chapter.